many people. I've got that down somewhere, charter member at the Lions Club.
Uh-huh.
And I think I had a picture of some of the people.
That one small photograph.
Them other pictures.
Get that picture of his grandpa there, and let's let him talk to the one he's got his uniform on.
The Lions Club out there finally we couldn't get enough, and they had to close it down. And that property out there, I gave it to the Lions Club.
Oh, you did? Where the building's built now?
Yeah, I bought that and built it
Uh-huh.
and gave it to the Lions Club.
Okay, before we talk about your grandpa a little bit, let's go to Beach Park. When you first started at Beach Park, yes, Beach Park, do you remember who the preacher was when you first started going down there years ago? Or do you remember any of the preachers' names?
Well, I did.
You did?
Malzone. Bill Malzone was one of them, yeah.
Yes, sir.
And there was a Smith.
Yes, sir. Gary Smith.
Uh-huh.
Now, what was the other young boy's name that so many people thought so much of before Robbie Leach came? Young man, had a young family and done real good. The church was,
Yeah.
do you remember
He
his
lived here, but I can't think of his name.
Okay.
He lives, not preaching now, but he's still alive, but he's not a preacher.
But he was a younger guy, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, you want to just hold that picture up. You want to talk about your grandpa just a little bit? What all you remember about him? That picture of him, he's in the Spanish-American War.
Grandpa, I'd go
Church Lively.
Church Lively. I would go down there every chance I got. He lived at Kellytown. Not Kellytown,
Tuppertown.
Tuppertown. Up at Tuppertown, that's where his home was. But every chance I get, I'd come and we walked down to the church. He didn't have any, I wasn't driving then, this boy. And he was the best fellow I ever met in my life, Grandpa. He's a Christian man, pray, all my life I had respect for him. And I mean.
Did he ever talk anything about Spanish-American War? Did he ever tell you any stories about it?
Yeah, some of the stuff he's had to eat, he's told about some of that was terrible.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Did
But
he go?
a very short time, it lasted.
Yeah, he didn't last long. Did he go to leave the United States? Did he go down to Cuba and fight, or the Philippines, or anywhere like that?
Somewhere when that ended, when they won the war, it didn't last long. Yeah, he went and he's telling me about some of the food he'd had and stuff. Didn't say a whole lot about it, but he is, to me, I think about him very often.
Do you remember how old he was when he died?
98, I believe.
98.
Uh-huh. I believe that's right. 98.
Is he buried in this area
Yeah, up there, same place
at Anderson Memorial Garden?
uh-huh.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah, that's where he's buried. Now, Smith now, my dad's dad is over in Oak Ridge there. Top of the hill, the hill down there,
Okay.
that's where he's at. I couldn't say enough about him that I think about him all my life. I mean, I had a fact about him. He was just a great man. My other grandpa was a good Christian man too, but not near the church, went to church like my granddad did. I mean, he was there and pray and sing and I was very impressed with him. Every chance I got, I'd come down and stay all night with him, right up there. And every Sunday, we'd eat with, mother was only girl. There's two boys and a girl, Elmer and Mitchell. Well, it was two boys, and mother, Angie, and my mother. And every Sunday, grandmother would fix lunch, and my mother would help. And I'd eat there with him about every Sunday. He was just part of, I mean, I was there with him a lot. I thought a lot for both of them, but I was with him a lot. And when we went to eat, we'd have prayer. And I mean, he was a good Christian man. I couldn't say enough good about him. I wouldn't be at Beach Park if it wasn't for him. Of course, I was saved now at Winrock, but I'm sure he had a part in it, because I was raised I went to church 9 months before I was born.
There you go.
And Dad and Mother took me to church, and I still go. I don't understand people going this occasionally, but I believe you need to go to church. But I believe if you've been accepted Jesus, you're going to heaven. I believe that. That don't mean that you're the best person in the world, but if you accepted Jesus, I believe that's where you're going.
That's right. Can you think of anything else we want to?
Yeah, I'd like to talk about your German experience a little bit. You were in the Second World War, and I'm not gonna bring up my old girlfriend today.
In occupation, I was over about 16 months, and I met a lot of the German people. Made friends with them, and like he said, don't mention a girlfriend. The best girlfriend I ever had. I fell in love with her. And she wanted to come back over here, and that's a long ways over. They couldn't come back over here. And she wanted to come, and I visited her since that 2 or 3 times. She finally married a fellow from the United States, but she whispered and told me when I met with him, said, I waited on you. But I had a lot of, I knew her dad, the German, and her brother. I made friends with him. In fact, her brother, found him a